Okay, I'm starting this, I'm recording this a day before I post it because tomorrow I'll be at my Slimming World for my weigh-in, so I won't have time to do one then, and I'll also get something to eat when I come home then. So I'm just going to I've made this before, and I can say that this is probably the best curry, aside from going to the Indian, I've ever tasted, and it's really easy to make. So I'm just going to go through what I've done. First of my ingredients on the board. Ooh, can you see that? Let's have a look. Yeah, I've got 3 big chicken breast there because I want to make enough to freeze and to have, yeah, for another day or two. I've got some of my curry leaves here. 2 onions. I was supposed to have brown onions, but red ones would be fine. I've got some fresh chopped chillies here and some coriander. This is frozen coriander. It would be better if you use fresh, but it will be absolutely fine. And then this is the magic sauce. Oh, I'm not having much luck with this Gorilla Pod. I need to put some lipstick on as well. And in the magic sauce, which makes it really easy rather than standing over frying everything, I've got 3 tablespoons of tomato puree. I've got a pinch of fenugreek. Don't be tempted to overdo the fenugreek because it will have a really horrible bitter taste. And then I think the most important ingredient here is fennel seeds. It gives it a really authentic restaurant-y taste. And then I've got my teaspoon of grated ginger. Again, I've used the frozen cubes because I really can't be bothered to peel a bit of ginger, get the grater out, grate it down for the sake of a teaspoon. Then I've got 1½ teaspoons of dried coriander, like the powder. I've got 1 teaspoon of crushed garlic, so I've just put 2 cloves in there. Then I've got 1 teaspoon of chilli powder, 1/4 teaspoon of brown turmeric. I've got 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and I've got 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 pint of water. And if you look there, it looks just sort of like, it looks a bit like oxtail soup, I suppose. So that's the first bit. Now in the pan, first of all I'm going to fry the onions and the curry leaves. So I'll get my magic fry light out. This is so easy. It's literally quicker than nipping to the Indian. And there's absolutely no point going to the Indian on Slimming World because the only thing I'd want is the naan, Peshwari naan. I can't even go for the healthy option, it's got to be the Peshwari naan. The more ghee and the more honey drizzled over it, the better. I'm not forgetting about the 4 poppadoms to start with all the chutneys. And oh, I forgot to say, this is totally sin-free as well. There's not one sin in this. And when you see how lovely and rich and creamy it comes out, you won't be able to believe it. So I'm just going to fry these now for about 5 minutes until the onions start to brown. So I'm going to come back to you in a minute because I'm sure you don't want to watch me browning the onions for 5 minutes. Right, so I've fried off the onions and I'm just going to add the chicken now to seal the chicken. I've actually partly done this because I've been basically talking to a phone that's not been switched on record mode for the last 5 minutes. So I've had to pretend, switch it back. And that would explain why the iPhone screen's not so dark now. Such an old duffer. So as you can see, it's now browning nicely. And also the floor's covered. I think we're just about there now. So to see that, you're probably looking at another couple of minutes. Looking at my Slimming World, look at my belly that needs to be going down. The ironic thing is when I met my husband I was really skinny and he was overweight. and 12 years down the line he now goes to like military fitness, and he's like mega fit and skinny, and in the meantime, well, I think he's lost about 3 stone and I've put it all on. So now at this stage I'm going to add this yummy paste with the fennel seeds in it. I will say at this point, if you think it looks runny, don't be tempted to add more water. You don't need to, it'll come perfect at the end. Promise you will. Then all that we're going to do now is we're going to cover that. See what I mean? My husband just planking in the kitchen like he's some sort of commando geek. Oh, sorry, the last video cut off as well. I've just had to spend 79p on iCloud because it ran out of memory. So, as you can see now, I'm going to move the phone over here. Right, ready then?
I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try a teaspoon of bananas. Glass.
Tell me how it is, Jim.
You can't try it.
No. How is it, Jim?